Assalamu alaikum guys. Today I'm gonna do a question which is kind of confusing for most of the students, and I felt that this needs to be explained, so I'm doing it with you here. Remember that we know that in any circle the radius is always the line that passes started from the origin, the midpoint, and touches any point on the circumference. So if this is 6 centimeter, this is the radius, and if you ask me write a diameter of it, simply I will double it, because radius is diameter is 2 times of radius, and radius is half of diameter. So right now this is a line which is not dividing circle into two parts. Since it is not dividing circle into two parts, it's not a diameter, because diameter is something that divides the thing into two parts. So this is not a diameter because it's not dividing it. It's starting from this point to this point, so it's a radius, number one. Number two, if I want to draw a circle, I do need a radius. No matter how many diameters are given to me, if I want to draw a circle, I have to change it to the radius. Without changing the diameter into radius, I cannot draw any circle. This is the first thing. You must follow that. Please, if question says D is equals to 12, draw a circle, don't open your compass for 12 centimeter and start drawing a circle. No, this is D. You have to make it half. Why? Because D is equals to 2 times of radius. Radius, if you want to find out what you need to do, you need to divide it by 2. And since we know that to draw the circle we need radius, so we have to divide this by 2. So dividing is, what I'm going to do is, R is equals to D by 2, so I will divide diameter, which is 12 by 2, and I got 6, so 6 centimeter is the radius. This is the first part. Now I'll come back to this question here. In this question, the first thing that you must know that we have 3 circles. Number 1 circle here, then we have second circle here, and then we have third circle here. They did mention a line from this point to this point. They did mention a line from this point to this point. But they said that from this point to this point it is 11 millimeter. And from this point it is 10 millimeter. From this point 10 millimeter. Here to, sorry, this point to this point, this is 10 millimeter internal circle. From here to here, and for second circle, is just, if you're taking the whole thing, it is 27 millimeter. Now if I draw the lines only, first line, first radius is 27 millimeter, then second radius, which is not a radius, in fact is 11 millimeter, and then we have a line which is actually 10 millimeter. What I'm going to do is, the first thing, I'm going to minus this thing from this thing. Why? Because question said I have to find out the diameter of the second circle, not the third circle. I know that in 27 millimeter, which is starting from this point till this point, I have extra 11 millimeter, which is for the third circle. So I will take that off. 11 millimeter, I will take it off. So this means when out of 27, I will minus 11, I'll get what? 16. Now I got 16 millimeter. This means that if I draw the second circle alone, I know that this line is of 16 millimeter, whereas the next 11 millimeter was for the third circle, which I have taken off now. It's not added anymore. 16 millimeter is the radius of the second circle. For the first circle, they did mention 10 millimeter, but that was only for the first circle from this point to this point, and I don't need value for this point. I am looking for this point to this point. First circle invisible, third circle invisible. A line starting from this point to this point is not 27 millimeter anymore. It is what? It is 16 millimeter. So now I have my radius. Radius is equal to 16 millimeter. In your book or in your exam, if you're going to write down this as your answer, you're wrong, because the question said find diameter. So finding diameter, I will do times 2, because I know that to find the diameter, D is equals to R by 2 times r, and for finding radius I have to divide diameter by 2. So radius times 2 is 16 times 2 means 32, but remember this is millimeter. I have to convert this into centimeter. Dividing by 10, 3.2 centimeter is going to be my answer. Hope you understood the question. I'll come back with the next question inshallah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.